Hey guys, what's going on today? BOJoeKO here, and we are back with our NHL 15 Be a GM following the Vancouver Canucks. So we finally got done our Year 6 playoff run. Unfortunately, we got knocked out of the second round by the Edmonton Oilers, I believe. Yeah, so we got knocked out by Edmonton in the second round, and unfortunately, we're going to be going into the draft here with a lot of big decisions to be made here because we definitely need to do some things in order to move and change the direction of which this team is headed. So, right here, we're at the contract screen first. We're going to evaluate some stuff before we get into the draft because I will be getting into the draft today. I probably will be making some trades, but a lot of big decisions need to be made. So, let's go through everything here and evaluate everything the way it's going. So, first off, we're going to start with the goaltenders. And right now, it's there's one of the biggest decisions that we need to make right now. Alex Dubois and Patrick Polivka. So Polivka needs to be re-signed this year. He is going to be an unrestricted free agent. We're only going to have $38 million left to do so. Now we can re-sign Patrick Polivka and we can let him continue to carry us through the rest of this GM mode because he will be around an 89 overall, 27 years old. He's not going to really get too much better, maybe one overall higher than that, but I think he's pretty much met his potential. But then there's the guy Alex Dubois. Now we know what Alex Dubois did last year. He had a pretty good, very good run to the start of the year. Went 20-10. Pretty replicable year that he had the previous year. Much better goals against average. He had some playoff games in there. He played 10 playoff games for us. A 1.6 goals against average, which is very good because Patrick Polivka really didn't have the greatest stats for him because of the fact that he kind of collapsed in the playoffs. But we see Polivka's stats, not the most, well, other than his puck control, which isn't really too great. His reflexes category is pretty good. I mean, compared to Polivka's, I think only all Polivka has better than him is angles. Other than that, I think Polivka has him beat in almost every single category because he has a good glove, good angles and a good glove low. But I think that's the only category Dubois beats us in. But if you look at Polivka's stats during the regular season, he played 49 games for us, 29-18, 2.2 goals against average last year. Obviously, he did a lot better last year with a 2.1 goals against average, save percentage of .92. He still had the .92 save percentage, a couple more shutouts this year, but just had a little bit of trouble winning games. Goals against was pretty much the exact same as well. But he's kind of had back and forth years where it's been really bad and then really good, and this year was kind of so-so. So hopefully it's not on a downwards trend. But if we take a look at his playoff stats, only went 2-3 with a goals against average of 2.69. So he kind of struggled in the games that he played in. Granted, our team didn't really play that well either because we struggled on home games a lot. But there's one of the decisions you can make right there is trade away Alex Dubois and re-sign Patrick Polivka because that will free up $5 million of cap on the team. And Polivka's probably going to want about, I would say, 6 to 7 mil. Maybe even more than that, maybe 8, maybe even 7 or 8 mil. So hopefully we can drop that down a good bit, but we might need to trade Alex Dubois away just so we can have cap room, and you know he's gonna have a lot of trade value onto him. As for the system, guys, we still have McBride, we still have Nick McBride in the waiting in the wings, and we also have Clinton Spiller. So I think McBride will be ready next year because he is 24. He probably did get some time in the AHL. I think he will be ready next year to probably be the NHL backup. If not, we can always sign a backup in free agency. But I think this is the year to sign trade away Alex Dubois because I think Polivka is the guy right now. Even though Dubois has been the guy, but we can't trade Polivka and we can't afford to sign him. Sign everybody that we want to in free agency and make the trade go off. So unfortunately, I think that's what it's going to have to come down to is trading away Alex Dubois. So I kind of made up my mind on that. Now we get to the defense here. A lot of defensemen need to be re-signed this year. Cam Fowler, Jens Hagblom, Dougie Hamilton, and Christopher Tanev. So we see what this defense kind of looks like right now. Jens is still at an 82 overall at 26. None of our defense are really getting any better other than Jakob Norlund and Helmanen. So I think between our defense, we have to decide on which maybe 2 or 3 defensemen we have to keep. I don't think we can sign all these guys. I think we could probably sign 2 or maybe even 3 of them. I know we have to sign 2. 2 of them is probably the max which we have to sign here. And if I had to make up my decision, I'd probably still sign Jens because he's going to be fairly cheap at 82 overall. He's not going to be getting any better. He's still panning out to be a decent top 2 defenseman. He's got pretty good defensive stats, good defensive awareness, I should say. But other than that, nothing really too spectacular elsewhere. But he's got the really good defensive awareness, which is what I like. So we could probably sign him for cheap. And then probably Cam Fowler, and then if we have room, I say we sign Dougie Hamilton, but I think we could probably let Christopher Tanev walk here at 84 overall. If we have the money, sign him and then trade him, but I think he's getting a little bit older in age now. I mean, his defensive category is still pretty good. He's a very good defensive defenseman, but, you know, we already have our top defensive defenseman in Jakob Norlund. 2 would be great, not going to lie. 2 would be great, but I think we'll have to weigh our options here about what we need to, who we need to sign and who needs to be signed the most. So I think 3 of them can be signed. 1 of them will have to walk, so we'll have to make that decision in free agency. Because defensively, prospect-wise, there's nobody really close to being anywhere on our team. We've got Medvedov, he's way too far away. Bork is too far away. Corson, Hillis, they're high 70s, but they're just progressing. They're taking way too long. So unfortunately, that is not the case. We have Putolny down there in the minors. He needs to be re-signed, so he's going to want a little bit of money as well, and he's our only right winger. So I think he'll probably get a little bit of a boost. Left wingers, this is where the left wingers need to come in. I think we trade Johnny Gaudreau at this point as well. We need to make cap room, as I said. 4.6 mil is a lot of money, and he actually dropped in overall to 85. So I think this is where we move on from Johnny Gaudreau, even though he didn't have the best year at all. Only 15 goals, 40 assists. The 40 assist mark was nice for 54 points, but we signed Johnny Gaudreau to get goals, and well, not signed him. We traded for him to get goals, and that really hasn't panned out for us. I think Chad Rolfe, who is a sniper, his shooting category is definitely getting up there. His defensive category is getting up there as well. I think he'll have a nice little boost in the offseason, which we can move him up to the second line to take Johnny Gaudreau's spot. So I think Gaudreau will have to be moved on from this point because we need to sign Putolny as well. So we'll need that money from Gaudreau and Dubois contracts to re-sign Glenn Putolny, so he can definitely take his place. And I think Roloff will be ready to move up to the top 6, hopefully by next year. And we still have Billy Carter waiting in the wings, as well as another sniper down there. So hopefully he'll get better by that time as well. And then in the system, left wingers, nobody really too close to prime yet. And then for the centers, I think everybody on the centers is good. Brendan Gaunce, we should have enough money to sign him again to the 4th line. Grigorenko, Horvat is good. And then Kennedy, we know we don't have to re-sign him. Ryan Strome will definitely need to be re-signed. And then Lyndon Vey will have to make a decision on him as well. Okay, so we know the 2 people we're trading is Johnny Gaudreau, and we're trading away Alex Dubois. Now, let's go to our scouting report here because we know we can make a definite trade for some teams. Let's go for the scout the free agents. The scouting on my watch list. I only scouted 3, but it is coming up on the draft right here, so I think we should probably take a look at our top 3 pinned skaters here. So let's go for a lot of players are defensemen this year, which is good because, you know, we do need some defensive prospects. So let's go for potential here. And Surma's a top 10. Frank Gulbke, top 10. Where's the top 10s at? Yeah, so this guy is a franchise player. This guy, Tim Palin, a franchise player. We're going to pin him to our watch list because if we can make a trade with any of these teams for trading away like Alex Dubois or something like that, we definitely can make sure to possibly pick up one of these guys because we're going to maximum pin players is unfortunately we have the max pin players. Okay, so all we can do is all these guys, all the defensemen are pinned to our watch list, unfortunately. So we're gonna pin that franchise player. I don't think we need an offensive player. I think our offense is pretty good. We can take care of that in a free agency. But what we're gonna do is sim to the draft. We're gonna see if we can make some trades for maybe the 1st overall pick and get that franchise player as another franchise capable defenseman. But let's sim to the draft and let's see what we're gonna be able to do here in this draft. So all right, edit trade block. Yep, let's do that before we do. Alex Dubois is on the block. Our 1st round pick is going to be on the block, and let's put Johnny Gaudreau as well on the trading block. There he is. All right, so Johnny Gaudreau, Alex Dubois, and our 1st round pick is on the trading block. We're at the draft. Let's start the NHL draft. We do have the first overall. We do have the first round pick this year. Chicago gets their first pick, and we have the 23rd pick in this year's draft. So let's go to Chicago and let's see if we can trade for the pick. Remember, the clock is stopped currently at this point in time, so we don't have to worry about the clock running. Let's just see how much trade value Alex Dubois gets us right now. So Alex Dubois gets us a pretty decent trade value, not gonna lie. So he gets us a lot of trade value as a 26 overall starting goaltender here. He gets us a good bit of it, all the way past the E. Let's see where the Chicago Blackhawks first round pick gets them. If we look at draft picks, their first round pick is well past it. So I don't think we're going to be able to trade for the first. I think it's going to be a little bit way too much. But I think we definitely can move up in this draft to see which of these teams we can make a trade with. So I don't think we're going to be able to trade. Whoops, let me see. Trade for the pick. Trade for the pick. I want to know if the clock will go if I go to another team. Switching teams will clear assist. Yeah, okay. So we can still trade for the pick. The clock is still stopped here. So let's see what teams actually have some big picks up here. Actually, I can just look at it on the list. So Dallas, let's see if we can get the 5th from the New York. Well, we want to send it to the west, the east. So yeah, let's see about the New York Rangers for the 5th overall pick. Let's see how much value the 5th has. Okay, it's getting down there. It's still fairly close, but I think we could probably get the 5th overall pick from the New York Rangers. We already took one big thing back from New York, so I think it's only fair that we send them back a really good goaltender at this point. So we know we're going to trade Alex Dubois. It is league approved. Probably have to give up a little bit more here. Keeping both those goaltender prospects, defensive prospects. Let's see if there's anything we can give up here. Medvedev I want to hold on to. Bork I want to hold on to. Wisniewski I could probably give them because he's unsigned, so he's not going to really count towards their cap. So we can do that. He's only listed as a 7th defenseman anyway. Subban number still holding on to him. Right wingers Dagne, low potential player. I would probably trade him as well, just to put in a little bit of things to make this go through. Let's just see left wingers now. Roll off Aubrey, Francis Aubrey, Billy Carter, Patan, Zucker. We can hold off on that. Let's just see centers. I could probably give them a draft pick back as well. Let's give them a draft pick. So we have 2 thirds. We have our 3rd and Pittsburgh's 3rd. Pittsburgh's 3rd is a lot better than ours. Let's give them our 3rd round pick. All right, so we're going to give up Alex Dubois, Wisniewski, Dagne, and a 3rd for the New York Rangers 1st round pick. So we're trading up. Well, we can maybe... because Dubois has a lot. I want to keep my 1st as well. I want to keep my 23rd. Because maybe I could use Johnny Gaudreau in my pick to move up for another pick and a prospect. That could work as well. I think what I want to do is make sure I trade Alex Dubois and possibly have a chance to get that franchise defenseman. Because we can give up Dubois and a 3rd for the 5th. What's New York Rangers goaltender situation look like right now? Do they still have Lundqvist? It's 6 years in. I don't think they have Lundqvist by this point. No, they have Eddie. They have Eddie Lack. Funny enough, because I forgot we traded Eddie Lack with them. So we're going to be making another trade with the New York Rangers, so they could have Eddie Lack and Alex Dubois, 2 of our former goaltenders, and they need to re-sign Eddie Lack this year, so they could use a guy like Alex Dubois. So let's see if this goes through. It might be a dumb trade on my part, but we're freeing up cap, and we can maybe move up the 1st later on to see if we can have a chance to get one of those players. All right, so let's see. Alex Dubois, Wisniewski, Dagne, and a 3rd round pick for the 5th overall pick in this year's draft. Will it go through? Yes, it did. There's not too much to deliberate on here. Okay, so didn't want to be a little bit harsh on them, but let's make sure that we go to our scouted players here. Okay, so we have our scout players here. I need to figure out which one it was. It was that Palin guy who was the franchise player. All right, so let's go to... let's sim the pick and let's see who the Blackhawks take. Okay, so they take a forward. That's fine for us. Sim options. Sim that pick. They're going to take Palin. Okay, so the Dallas Stars took the Palin guy, the franchise defenseman, at number 2. So we couldn't, unfortunately, get that player, but we still have a pretty good chance here to get a nice-looking another young defenseman on this team. So let's sim the pick for the Carolina Hurricanes. They're going to take a Ronson, who's a top 9 forward. Send the pick for the Ottawa Senators. That's going to take Willis, a goaltender. So that brings us up to number 5 overall. We have a very good chance here to take one of these nice studly defensemen. So let's go for the projecteds here. There is a top 5 projected overall defenseman right here in Vic Lowe, who is top 5 potential, 18 years old, as its 7th defenseman. His defensive stats look fairly good, low 70s. He looks maybe like a low 70s type of player. He's got top 5 as another defensive defenseman. That's what I like. The Surma guy, who's all the way down here at top 10, maybe we can move up to get him as well, because he's projected as a top 4 potential defenseman already. His stats really aren't showing it too much, though. But I think we should take the smart pick here. We got a Canadian right here as projected as top 5. So let's take this guy, Vic Lowe, defensive defenseman, top 5 overall. We actually have him scouted a good bit as well. Yeah, we actually have him scouted pretty well. His defense is very good. Let's go for it. So let's take Vic Lowe with our 5th overall pick here as a defenseman. Let's make that pick, and let's get her done. All right, so let us now... So Vic Lowe wasn't even on our list, so we'll see about where we get to that when we get to our 23rd. But let's offer a trade right now for a team. Let's see about putting Johnny Gaudreau on the block. See if there's going to be any teams interested in Johnny Gaudreau, who's signed for 3 more years at 4.6 mil. All right, so let's see if any teams are going to be interested in Johnny Gaudreau. Arizona, Eastern Conference teams. All right, Buffalo. Carolina is interested in Johnny Gaudreau. Where is their pick? They're at, they don't have a first-round pick, so no thank you, Carolina. Columbus, what does Columbus have? Columbus has their first, still. Okay, maybe. Where'd Johnny Gaudreau's trade value go up to again? Johnny Gaudreau's went up to, okay, it's way, way, way down there. All right, so I don't think we can, well, we can move up, remember that. Where's Columbus's pick? Let's take a look at Columbus's pick. Where is Columbus's first round pick at? Okay, number 8. Do we want to move up from 23 to 8? Might be a stretch, but I think we could probably get it done, to be honest. Let's trade for Columbus's pick, because they want Johnny Gaudreau, and we can move up with our pick. So Johnny Gaudreau, and well, do I want to take moving up a pick and a prospect? Package together Johnny Gaudreau, a pick, to get a higher pick and a good potential prospect. Yeah, let's do that. Let's see if there's going to be any teams interested in our pick and Johnny Gaudreau. Okay, the Montreal Canadiens want our pick and they want Johnny Gaudreau. Okay, so there's one team right there. I have to see where the Canadiens' first round pick is at, though. And that's it. Okay, so the Montreal Canadiens are the only team that is interested in both Johnny Gaudreau and our pick. So let's take a look at if Montreal still has their first. They don't have a first. They have a first for next year, but I'm not going to do that. Let's see. What do they have to offer, though, for skater-wise? Forward-wise, let's see. Xavier Cross, I would assume. Xavier Cross, a elite potential forward, 76 overall. Marcus Foligno's 88. Wow. Nino Niederreiter, Zach Parise. Wow, Montreal's been making some names for themselves, that's for damn sure. But okay, so Montreal is the one of the teams that's interested in both. I'm not really sure what I should do here. Who is a good bit away from getting up there. Tyler Johnson, Killorn, Kucherov. Tampa Bay definitely has some issues right now with players. But Natanen, that guy's looking really good. Drouin signed long-term at 9 mil. Same thing at Stamkos. I think it's just Johnny Gaudreau for a first. I really do. I don't think I'm going to be able to get a prospect back. I think it's just Johnny Gaudreau straight up for a first-round pick. Tampa, take it or leave it. Trade accepted. That's what it is. We believe that transaction will help out there in Tampa. So we made the trick with trade with the Tampa Bay Lightning. So we go 23 and 24 in this draft. So we're going to simulate here. We're going to take a forward here because we already took 2 defensemen. Let's see about projected. So there's still first-round centers still available. Left wingers, there's still 1 first-round guy, that Bursch player. Right wingers, top 9 potential forward as a first-round. There's a power forward, though, Tyrone Chipchura. We scouted him fairly well, and he's still a potential first-rounder. Defenseman, a lot of first-round defensemen still left, and goaltenders. There's a lot of goaltenders as well. This guy's pretty high up, Boucher, but we already have 2 good players there. I think we should get that right winger. Let's get the right winger. He's a top 9 potential forward and top 9 forward with a first round potential. As a power forward, let's take Chipchura. Let's make that pick. And then let's just simulate all the way to our pick. I didn't really want to make that trade, man, but I had to do it. Let's see if any of those defensemen are still available. 2 of them still are available. We have a high overall pick here in the second. I forgot. This is Calgary's pick. So, let's see what we got here. If there's any first-round potential players still available. Yep, there's a lot of centers. Romano as a playmaker, 2-way forward. Or we could take Giroux, who's a center, another playmaker. Like I said, we don't know much about them, though. Left wingers, Silverberg, Grinder, Lamanche, first rounder, Molzer, another first. Becker, power forward, 2 snipers, Clancy and McKenzie. Defenseman, we still have a lot of first rounders still left there. McDonald, Burroughs, this guy all in. Are my pin players still available? I only have 2 pin players still left. Alright, let's just go for projected then. So we took a forward there. Do we take another forward or do we take a defenseman here? I think we take ourselves a defenseman here. I think we take this offensive defenseman guy. I think we take McDonald. I think we take Terrence McDonald here, an offensive defenseman, 19 years old. Or we could lose out on one of these first-round players, though. Wow, there's a lot of good first-round right wingers still available. First and second rounders still available. I got a minute 50. All right, what do we want? Power forward? No. I think we take a playmaker here. Klim. Do we take this guy? Do we take the Swiss Russ Klim? Yeah, let's take Russ Klim here. I'll take a playmaker. All right, and then sim options. Sim to the user pick. See if those 2 defensemen are still available. No, they got drafted by Dallas and San Jose. So I picked 16. We still have a lot of good players to pick from here. At centers, there's probably still good first and second round players still available. Second and thirds, a second, third right there. Defense, second and thirds. Okay. So we can take Arutikin, Igor Arutikin. Nothing really too special about that guy. Right wingers, let's see. Second or third, Harvey, the grinder, no. Left wingers, power forward and a grinder, no. Or a center. Playmaker, 2-way forward. Let's take the American. Let's take Asham. Here, let's take Jay Asham. Center, 2-way forward. Okay, sim picks, sim to the user pick. Now I'm going to go all about potential. Alright, 4th round. Now I'm going all out potential here, not going for projected at all. I'm going for the potentials now. So he has the best potentials. Alright, centers. Bottom 6 forward, this guy is Gervais. Right winger's defense. This guy, Rodriguez, is still there. He's a top 6 potential player, Brandon Rodriguez. He's 20. Yeah, let's take him. I need to fill up my defensive prospects, man. Since the user pick. Maybe that guy in the 5th, maybe that forward in the 5th round will still be there. Pick 23, maybe, maybe not. We'll see. Potentials. Right, top 6 AHL. Bottom 6 AHL. Top 6 AHL forward. Defenseman. Still got a couple 7th overall defensemen. Goaltenders. There's only 3 goaltenders left. Alright, let's just go for projected then. Because there's no really other good players still left. A lot of 5th rounders. Ponikarovsky. Playmaker, let's see. We should really center on wingers here. An enforcer. No, I'm not looking for that. Sniper and a sniper. Yeah, let's grab one of these guys. League interest, none. No league interest. Let's see if there's going to be any league interest. None of these guys have any really high league interest either. Well, except the wall guy. He has some league interest. So let's grab this guy then. Grab ourselves a sniper there. And then simulate options since the user pick in the 6th. Should have a 6th and a 7th round pick. Yep. Let's just go for best available then. There's still a 5th and a 6th round there. Kuznetsov right there. Let's take him. This is another center. And then sim to the user pick. In the 7th, 23rd, let's just see what we got here. All undrafteds there. All undrafteds there. Undrafted. 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 Okay, so it really doesn't matter where we pick now. It's got the players that are all going SHLs. Let's see, some Ligas. Whoops, hold on. Some Liga centers, left wings. Let's just take this guy at power forward. Finish up with a fin. Sim to user pick, and that'll be it. Alright guys, so that was a long-ass video. Probably get cut into 2 parts because I couldn't make up my mind about what I wanted to do with Johnny Gaudreau. We picked up a lot of prospects there. Though we took a player. We had 3 first-round picks essentially. We went 5th overall, we went 23rd, and 24th overall. So we got ourselves 3 first-round picks, hopefully to stock up the draft pool for the future. But trades need to be done. Alex Dubois goes for a 5th, and Johnny Gaudreau goes for Tampa Bay's pick as well. So that's what had to be done, and hopefully we have enough cap room now to sign the players that we really want. So that'll be next episode, guys, for the re-sign phase. We'll take that in there, and we'll see you guys then.